This is what I looked like before, and this is what I looked like afterwards. Yeah, safe to say, there's a pretty big improvement. And yeah, that literally took 14 days of training my abs and doing a routine that I'm gonna share with you guys. 99% of you guys working your abs are doing it wrong. And this is what the 1% of people are doing that actually have these abs. And now, I'll be honest, it's not your work ethic either. It's because you've been doing it wrong. This guide is gonna help you to help get this six pack. There is a step-by-step framework that I'll be sharing with you today, and this is what the 1% of people are doing to get their results. In this video, there's gonna be 3 steps that I'm gonna break down. Each step is more important than the other. Sit back down, relax, let's get into the video, guys. Before I get into the 3-step framework, let's just cover the misconceptions that we all hear. And I'll be honest, I thought like this as well for quite a while. And the main thing I see is that if you say, oh, I don't have genetics for abs, everyone has a 6-pack. Regardless if you have a 2-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack, everyone has a 6-pack. That is genuine genetics. Everyone can get a 6-pack. And it's just an excuse people make saying that, oh, I've got no ab genetics. Everyone has it. Although it might appear a lot smaller than the actual abdominal muscles is a 6-pack. Another real big misconception I see, and I see this everywhere on YouTube, oh, click this killer 6-minute ab workout that will give you abs. And it's just people fucking jumping around all over the place, not training their abs. Do you seriously think, how are you gonna get the biggest chest in the gym? Are you gonna do 200 push-ups? Are you gonna be doing this jumping up and down with your arms and working your chest out? No, it's gonna be at the gym. You're gonna be working it out at the gym. And I feel like most people think abs is a whole different muscle group, but realistically, it's the same as any other muscle. If you wanna train your biceps, what, are you gonna do some, I don't know, fake bicep curls with no weights, or you're actually gonna use weights? This is how you're gonna train your abs. And it's a big lie that's sold in the fitness industries that these ab workouts really help, but it's working out in the gym if you actually want to get a good set of abs. You also get people in the fitness industry trying to sell you this stuff. Oh, take this pill, or take this, it'll burn fat. It's just shady influence at the end of the day, and I don't want to give you guys that wrong information. So here's my 3-step framework to build your abs. All right, I'll get the obvious first step. It's your body fat percentage. And body fat percentage is really important for building your abs. So many people think, oh, well, only skinny people can have abs. You look at people like Sam Sulek, for example, you've seen his abs and he's far from skinny. You look at all these other influencers with abs and they might have a 15% body fat and they're still able to achieve abs. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be skinny to get abs. But if you're not under 18% body fat, you will struggle to see your abs. It's just like any other muscle. You will not see the definition if you are above a certain body fat percentage. Abs is probably the lowest body fat percentage you want to be able to have to see definition. As some people, they might have a 25% body fat and still see the definition in their bicep or the chest. Abs are specific, they need to be a lower body fat percentage. Now, how are we going to achieve a low body fat percentage? We're going to be eating at a calorie deficit. Or if you are already skinny or already happy with your weight, you're going to be eating at a calorie maintenance. Now, most people will be saying, oh, calorie deficit is bad. Well, it's because you're eating the wrong foods. Most people will end up eating low amounts of proteins. See, this is why most influencers and their advice is wrong. You need to focus on eating your protein first. That is your number 1 goal. Then your fats and carbohydrates are your secondary goal. Your protein is the most important. If you're able to get 180 grams of protein in, you should be able to get that, some fats and some carbohydrates. Fats and carbohydrates are not essential, especially when you're cutting down. I did the carnivore diet for 14 days where I just ate protein and fat, and carbohydrates are not essential. Although obviously you want some carbohydrates, you should be focusing to get most of your food from meat, eggs, and some fruit. None of this processed crap. Let's be honest, guys, that's not gonna fuel your body. We need actual food. Now, moving on to the second step of the framework. This is really important, and I see so many people not talk about this anywhere on YouTube. Now, most people will dismiss their genetics as the key factor to getting abs. And they're thinking, well, my genetics will play a part in the preposition of where my abs are placed. And yeah, that's correct. But ultimately, we all have a six-pack. But there's two other things that no one really talks about that are important with the genetics. And that comes down to your skin tone and the amount of body hair you have around your abs. So you guys are probably thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Skin tone and body hair? Well, you see bodybuilders having this fake tan on to make their muscles appear more defined. And that's the same with abs. Another really big thing is the body hair. And no one really talks about this. If you want to have a really well-defined pair of abs, you gotta shave the body hair. That's what bodybuilders do. They shave all their hair off and it gives the muscle so much more definition. You guys will be crazy to see the difference between a shaved and unshaven abs. And you know, these are two, I'd say one is really simple and the other one is a little bit harder to control. But if you're able to control these factors, it's just gonna increase the likelihood of your abs looking far more aesthetic. And that's what we want. The final blueprint to this framework is big. It's the workout. Now, I've already talked about the workout being that you need to do exercises like at the gym, but I'd say with your abs, you only really need to do 2 to 3 exercises. I'm able to incorporate the abs into my workout seamlessly as I can do 2 to 3 workouts. These workouts, I'd say, are quite easy, but I do struggle with one of the workouts, and I'm gonna have a solution for you guys as well, as you may be struggling to do this to start with. Now, I'll be honest guys, there is no magic 3-minute ab workout that's gonna give you a 6-pack. That's a lie. If you see a video on it, that's just complete BS. I tried that before going to the pool, before to the beach without my shirt on when I was about 13, 14. Guys, it doesn't work. And it's just like any other muscle. You don't expect your muscles to be huge with 3 minutes of work. It's gonna take training. And at the end of the day, if you're too lazy to achieve it, you're just lazy and you don't want to train your abs. And I get it. Some people are just losers. Now, this is probably my favorite exercise out of all the ab exercises. Simple for the fact is that it's very basic and everyone can do it pretty much. So the first exercise is a decline sit-up with a plate. To start with, maybe you might struggle with a decline sit-up with a plate, so just go without a plate. You're able to build this one up over time. So I like to grab a 10 kilo plate and do about 10 to 12 reps for about 3 sets. It's really nice, really gets the abs worked out, and it's so easy to increase either through reps or through the weight, and you can really feel it burning as it's not really complicated as you're just going up and down. This is probably the most sus exercise I've ever done in the gym, but believe me, the burn in my core is crazy. Now, I know what you're gonna say. This does look like I am giving something to someone else, but this crunch movement is insane. It's definitely, if not better than the first exercise I showed you. The crunch here is just so good. Going down just really works the abs. It works the whole abs, and my abs were burning off and they're still sore. I worked them out yesterday. I do about 25 kilos for about 10 to 12 reps for about 3 sets, and that's all I need to do. And for me, deadly ab workout. And yeah, I know you're gonna get some looks in the gym, but I mean, who really cares at the end of the day? If you're trying to impress people at the gym, or you really care about what other people think at the gym, you're a loser. Now, the final exercise I struggle a little bit with, it's leg swings. So I can only do a couple leg swings at the moment as my bottom 2 abs are kind of in development, and I have never really trained them properly before. So that's why in the photo, my bottom 2 abs won't be looking as well defined as the top 4 abs. Now, I'm gonna do another video on training your obliques, stuff like that. If you guys really enjoyed the video, it's a pleasure to make for you guys. Put a bit of work into this one, as you can tell, and I'd really appreciate you liking the video and subscribing. And I want to post more fitness content, and I'm trying to get to 100 subs before January. I know that's a big ask, but I really appreciate it, guys. If you can share this to everyone, and let's get some abs, guys. Let's go.